You ever think something that stood longer than your entire bloodline could vanish in one morning? Because that's exactly what happened when I woke up and looked out my window and realized the oak tree that had watched over this land for 5 centuries was gone. Not damaged, not trimmed, gone. And at first my brain refused to process it, because this wasn't just a tree. This thing was older than the country, older than the roads, older than the houses around it. That oak had survived wars, storms, droughts, generations of families. Kids grew up under it, couples took wedding photos beneath it, elders rested in its shade. It wasn't decoration. It was history breathing. I had records, surveys, maps, arborist reports. Everything proving its age and protection. But none of that mattered to the HOA. They showed up with clipboards and confidence, talking about safety hazards, compliance, sight lines. Like they owned time itself. I warned them. I told them this tree predates your bylaws. They nodded, smiled, walked away. A week later, chainsaws showed up. No warning, no call. Just engines screaming at sunrise. By the time I ran outside, half the branches were already falling. Birds scattered. Wood cracked. Dust filled the air. I remember yelling and nobody even looked at me. They just kept cutting. Like erasing 500 years was just another task on a checklist. When it was over, there was only a stump, wide enough to stand inside.
This is critical for our strategy.
Rings telling stories no one bothered to read.
Details. Agreed. Let's move.
That was the moment something broke. Not just the land, but trust. After the silence came the paperwork. Arborists, historians, environmental economists. Every expert looked at the damage and went quiet.
Can you comment on the recent allegations against the
Then
HOA board?
came
We are fully
back.
cooperating with the investigation and remain committed to
$300
transparency.
million. People laughed at first. Thought it was clickbait. But experts knew. Old growth like that doesn't exist anymore. You can't plant 5 centuries. The valuation wasn't punishment. It was translation. Turning loss into something courts understand. Once that number leaked, everything exploded. News vans. Social media. Experts breaking it down. Environmental groups speaking up. The HOA panicked. Emergency meetings,
According to these
emails
documents,
flying,
the evidence
fingers
clearly
pointing.
supports our position. We need to
They
highlight
tried
the
apology
inconsistencies in the
statements,
opposing testimony.
donations. Nothing worked. Then the emails leaked. The jokes. The dismissive comments. Calling
This
me
represents
dramatic.
the core of our environmental strategy,
Calling the
branching
tree a
out into
nuisance.
sustainable practices that nourish our
Public
future.
opinion flipped hard. Court days followed. Long benches, wooden floors, heavy
We need to
air.
respond carefully.
Experts explained how that oak was infrastructure for nature. Holding soil, storing carbon, sheltering life. The HOA kept saying good faith. But good faith without knowledge is just ignorance with confidence. One arborist said removing that oak was like tearing a chapter out of history and pretending the story still made sense. That line stuck. The courtroom felt different.
This
after
candidate
that.
has the most relevant experience for
Like
the role.
everyone understood
We should
this
prioritize
wasn't
their
small.
interview.
This wasn't local. This was precedent. When the judge finally spoke, there was no drama. Just clarity. Negligence. Irreversible damage. Historic loss. $300 million. The room didn't erupt. It exhaled. Outside people hugged, cried, thanked me. Like I had done something heroic. But all I did was refuse to stay quiet. That verdict didn't just end a case. It started
The truth
conversations.
shall come out.
Communities across the country started asking questions about their trees, their HOAs, their authority. The HOA collapsed under scrutiny. Resignations, lawsuits, policy changes. Their name became a warning. Now when I walk the land, the stump is still there. Massive, silent. New saplings grow nearby. Small, fragile but protected. The oak didn't just fall. It echoed. Some things are older than rules. Some things are bigger than power. And if you're listening thinking it couldn't happen where you live, that's exactly what we thought too. That oak didn't get a voice. So this is it.